raise your hand if you're wearing Vans. Where's our Vans at today? Somebody's holding up one.
I see it. I think that's a skate hat right there.
Nice. So let's to start off. Tell us kind of about how long you've worked for Vans and what kind of work you do there.
So I started working at Vans about 3 years ago. I'm going on 4 years. Definitely did not plan on sticking around for so long, but I honestly kind of grew a passion for the company that I work for. They do a very good job of taking care of us. It's not very heard of to work for a company that offers such really great benefits like time off as a manager. I get sick and holiday leave. I get half off of all items in our store. So I get half off of shoes. I get half off all the clothes. And they also give us discounts on skateboards. So that's something that I kind of grew up with, part of the culture with Vans. I started wearing Vans in 4th grade, and from then on, I kind of didn't expect to work for the company, but now I'm here and it's super cool. I've met a lot of great friends through Vans. Although it's a shoe store, we also have apparel, and Vans is growing like crazy. So not only do we build skateboards, and yeah, I see the old school right there. Nice. Not only do we build skateboards, but we provide full service for people that need new shoes. It's pretty cool. Right now I have, you can see all the shoes in the back probably. This is what the back of a Vans store looks like. It's all moving bays behind me. Right now, reaching into holiday season, it's a little more hectic, but yeah, we basically provide shoes and apparel to people. Right now, if we have any people that like anime, we have a One Piece collab. Yeah, it's kind of a very growing and changing company and shoe store.
Wait, what was that last thing you said? You said you have an anime collaboration?
Yeah, right now we have One Piece. So if anyone that likes anime, we have a One Piece collab right now. We had a good amount of people lining up at the door for this collab. So it's pretty fun and exciting.
But I haven't seen One Piece myself, but there have been some students that have been a fan of that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So what, so I had asked my students to kind of come up with some questions that they might like to ask during. And we could have some other folks jump on. Who knows how things are going to go? We're going to see here.
No worries.
But what kind of jobs are available at the store where you are? Because I think people probably know you come in and there's sales associates that help you maybe try on shoes or find shoes. But what are the different positions that you have, Marisol?
So basically right now, starting with like seasonal, I would say we're hiring for seasonal sales associates at the moment. So it's people like kids that are maybe home from college that need some extra money for the holidays. So it's our seasonal. And then we have our core sales associates. So those are our sales associates that are here throughout the year. After that, it goes into our sales lead. So we train someone to kind of take care of some manager tasks and duties to take care of, maybe while a manager's not available. And then we have supervisors, which is what I am. Basically a key holder. We take care of returns, exchanges, any problem that might come into the store, we'll jump in and deal with it. We get shipment every day. We deal with taking out the shipment. We also have our stock associate, so our stock supervisor. So our back room is kind of the foundation of the store. If the back room is a mess, then our whole store is basically a mess. We can't find shoes quickly and efficiently if our stockroom is not clean. So our stockroom supervisor is definitely one of our most important positions. After that, we have our assistant store manager and our store manager. Those guys, they just take care of things like scheduling, making sure that labor is up to date. So the company gives us a set amount of hours throughout the week and the month that we have to meet. So they just kind of make sure that the logistics and operations side of the store is running smoothly. So maybe a sales associate might get about 15 to 20 hours a week. A supervisor might get 25 to 35 hours a week. And then our stock and our assistant store manager and store managers, they work up to 40 hours a week. So it's all a little bit different per position. Obviously it fluctuates a lot, especially during the holiday season, especially once it gets busy. But yeah, those are the positions we offer. Sometimes I know working from home is very popular right now. So the VF company as a whole, they do offer work from home positions. It's more on like the logistics and operations side of the company. But for those that maybe don't want to be out on the retail like area of the company, they do offer positions like that as well.
I missed some of that, but my students are here listening. I had a call come in from Barkin Creek. So it is it's a pet spa in the domain. Kaya, do you have a question for Vans? Oh, how that's a good question. How long do you plan on working for Vans?
So I'm currently a student. I am going at school. I'm going to school while I'm working here. Honestly, I didn't plan on sticking around very long, but again, like I've grown a passion for the company. So I think I am planning once I graduate with my business management degree, I'm probably gonna look to maybe go further into the company. Maybe not so much the retail area, but I would say my 5-year plan definitely does involve being at Vans for longer.
Excellent, excellent. Good time to introduce our next guest, Mr. Johnson. Can you hear us okay? Oh, he's still connecting. He's coming in here shortly, I think. And then I just got a call from Barkin Creek a Pet Spa. They're going to be jumping on here shortly with us. Mr. Johnson, can you give us a thumbs up if you can hear us okay? You got good audio there? Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So you can hear us okay. And what I'm going to have you do, Mr. Johnson, is unmute and then tell us your name and talk a little bit about where you work and how you got into the work that you're doing, sir.
What's up, y'all? I'm Elos Johnson. I'm the store manager at Zumies at the Domain here in Austin, Texas. And I don't know, I've always been into the skate culture and it's like the whole progressive movement of skateboarding and what brings people together, like unity wise. I'm from East Texas, like a small town, very far East Texas. And so we have a Zumies there. And I was always excited about Zumies coming to our town and stuff. Zumies has been around for about 20 to 30 years, I want to say. But I've been working for the company since like 2019. Worked through it, through the pandemic and all that stuff. Pretty exciting, good time. I started working at Zumies back home in Tyler, Texas. And I worked my way up from like from sales associate to store manager within 2-3 years. I'm 32. I just turned 32 in August. I'm married. Me and my wife been here in Austin about 3 years, which is pretty cool. Been enjoying ourselves. Zoom has been treating me very well. Flying us out to Colorado for the 100K event that we have to celebrate our everything as a company and as individuals. And yeah, my journey so far in Zoom has been pretty gnarly. I got another 100K event coming up. We're going back to Colorado to celebrate some more wins and success. And yeah, small introduction to Zumies and how I got there, really.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Ms. Johnson. We're going to keep going around a little bit. So for folks kind of just joining us, I have a couple of students who walked in, and then also have Renee from Barkin what do I want to say? Barkin Creek. So it's a pet spa. So we're going to come over to you, Renee, so you can talk about where you work and what you do, sir.
Sure. So can y'all hear me okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I work at Barkin Creek Dog Kitchen and Bath. We have a few locations around town. We have one in Dallas as well. We focus on two things primarily, well, three really, but the two things that we focus on are we make dog food, dog treats, custom cakes, but all the food that we make is organic, natural, healthy food for dogs. You know, a lot of the kibble that we feed our dogs, it's very processed. It can have a lot of very negative effects on dogs' health. So we're just trying to make sure that dogs have good, healthy food that's reliable and trustworthy. And we do the same thing on the grooming side. So, you know, with grooming pets, with grooming dogs, we want to make sure that we provide a fear-free environment where, you know, dogs can get fun, cute haircuts without, you know, the stress. You know, a lot of dog salons will just kind of do dog after dog after dog, not really slowing down. So our goal is really to try to change that. We're focusing more on a fear-free approach, making sure that all of our dogs have the appropriate amount of time with their groomer so that they can slow down, kind of help them out a little bit. I've been working in the grooming industry for about 13 years. I started actually when I was in college, kind of started as a side job. And I just kind of fell in love with it. You know, it's really fun to work with pups. For a living, to work with dogs. It's, you know, I used to study, well, I studied finance and I got my bachelor's in finance and went to work for a bank for a long time, which was, you know, nice. A lot of happy people there for sure. But personally, it wasn't for me. It was, I wanted to change it up a little bit. So, you know, started working more in the pet industry side. And now here I am, you know, running this big old company, just getting food out there for dogs and making sure that dogs have safe grooming.
Welcome to Manor, Texas. So this is Manor Senior High School, and the class is a career and technology class. So in this room, mainly seniors, going to be graduating in the spring. And what I want to ask about is go back to Marisol. Yeah, we got you see Mr. Johnson clapping there for the 2023. I want to go back to Marisol and ask about customer service. So kind of when somebody comes to work for Vans, how do they learn about customer service?
Well, the main thing that we always tell our associates, our new guys coming in, is that Vans it's by people for people. It might not be for everybody, but Vans definitely does try their best to kind of reach out to everybody. We have people of all sorts of ages and races and, you know, all sorts of people always coming in to try even their first pair of Vans. I had someone come in just last week. It was this guy in his mid 60s. He said that he grew up with, he actually grew up in California, which is where Vans originated. And he had never worn Vans before because he thought that maybe he quoted that he felt like a poser for wearing a skate shoe and he doesn't skate. And we definitely reassured them that it's not just for people that skate. Now we do have our skate shoes, but Vans is definitely for everyone. And we have our slogan called, "What would Van Doren do?" So Van Doren is basically the founder of Vans. He created Vans and he always kept a very strong connection with his customers. So if you guys weren't aware, when Vans opened up, he opened up his store. He sold 12 pairs of shoes, all cash, and he realized he had no cash to give out as change in the register. So he kind of confided in his customers to come back and pay for the shoes once he was able to give them the change, and all 12 customers came back to pay, which kind of stuck with them and stuck with the company. So now when we're talking about customer experience, we always want to make sure the customer walks out happy. Now, we do have customers that come in maybe upset. Maybe they got sent home with 2 left shoes, maybe 2 different sides of shoes. And obviously, that's a very frustrating situation. So on our end, we just try to make sure that we take care of the customer to the full extent until they walk out with a smile. We always want our customers to tell a friend about Vans, especially we have our regular customers that tell their friends about our Vans location so we can service them to the full extent. But yeah, customer service is everything. We always want to make sure, I know maybe you've had an experience walking into a store and maybe, you didn't have a good customer experience. Whenever that happens to me, it kind of makes me not want to go back to that store. That's obviously a feeling we don't want to give off to our customers. We always want our customers to come back. So we do everything that we can to make sure that they want to come back to the domain.
Oh, there he is. Lois, tell us about kind of customer service at Zumies. Like, what kind of things do y'all teach employees there, or how do they learn about customer service?
Man, we thrive off of customer service. That's my favorite part of my job. Really, is connecting with people and talking to them, and just having a genuine, authentic conversation with them, just like meeting a friend at the park or just out in the world. We have a 7 steps and technique that we kind of teach employees, but overall, we teach them like really just to engage with the customer. Just give them authentic greetings as soon as they walk into the door, just like if you was inviting them to your house, because we're all about being ourselves and authentic and just being straightforward with the customer and try to find what they come in there to shop for, because we have a lot of great bands from like Primitive to very popular right now. I really teach my people that I work with right now, my coworkers, to engage with the customers and really just create conversations with them. We have a 7 steps and technique. I can't remember all of them right now, but most of it is just like creating a conversation with them and creating that authentic Zumies experience that you hear about on social media and on TikTok and, all the social media things y'all do.
I had no idea that we were going to have a live demonstration here. I don't know if y'all can see what's going on in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen here, but Renee appears to be working right now. So what are you working on right now? What's happening?
So we had this little pup. I had one of my employees call in today. So normally I don't actually groom a whole lot these days, but here, whenever I have to step in, I'll step in. We want to make sure, speaking about customer service, we're an appointment-based business. So, people usually wait a little while to be able to get into one of our salons. So having to reschedule them is obviously a big issue, right? So in order to make sure that we can take care of our clients, today they had a full schedule. A lot of the other groomers took maybe 1 or 2 of the dogs so they could help out. And I'm just basically going to groom the ones that the other groomers couldn't take. So this here is Millie. So, here, I'll show you. I'm going to get this right here. Move this around. So this is Millie. She's a little tired because we've been working all morning, but this little cutie pie has been getting a groom with us here today. But yeah, so I hope you all don't mind. I'm going to be grooming while I'm doing this meeting because I don't want to fall behind. I don't want Millie's mama waiting too long.
Kind of with the, rare opportunity of having 2 folks that work kind of in shoes, it has kind of come to my attention that the difference kind of between the 2 stores. So we have Vans and then we have Zumies. And what I would see when I see Vans is that Vans is pretty much the manufacturer, right? Vans is the manufacturer and Vans is the brand. Whereas Zumies is going to be a little bit different because Zumies can pick and choose what brands they stock. So I don't know who wants to go first, but maybe talk about kind of the difference between if there's any differences that y'all see or that y'all have kind of experience with having one brand versus kind of like a multiple brands that you kind of represent and what that's like.
So actually, we used to be right across the street from Zumies for the first 2 years that I was here. So it was really cool having Zumies right across from us because we have a very similar kind of demographic of like customers that reach out to our stores. So it was super badass. We would have people come in and maybe look for a shoe that exists but doesn't exist at our Vans location because Zumies and Journeys, which is another store that carries Vans, they kind of tend to release their own exclusive Vans styles. So although they're all Vans, we kind of have our own collabs. Sometimes they have the same collab but different shoes, and then Journeys will have the same. But it's pretty cool because like especially when we were in that location, we had people coming in for skateboards and maybe we're missing trucks or we're missing bearings, but we have Zumies right across the street. So be like, hey, run over to Zumies and get your trucks and bearings. Maybe they can build your board, or maybe we're too busy to build the board. So then Zumies will take care of it. So it was pretty cool to kind of go back and forth between our customers and really form like an authentic connection with their customers and the Zumies employees. Cause I mean, they're all super cool over there. And we definitely made friends with Zumies over there. I know we have people here that are friends with people at Zumies. So although like we kind of, maybe the manufacturer, like the brand, and then Zumies is kind of, they pick and choose who. It's not so much different. I know every time I go into Zumies, I have a super authentic experience in there. It feels like I'm walking into one of my stores. It's super chill. Yeah, I don't know what Eloise has to say.
Hey, you hit it though. It's like we're pretty much the same. The culture is the same. We all love each other. It's all a unity, like one love type thing. Like just like you was explaining, we was right across the street from each other at one point. So, yeah, it's a great experience. The lifestyle, the people that you get to meet throughout the day, the customers, and just it's awesome.
Yeah, I think just to add on, one thing people tend to forget, even like a retail setting, it's super cool to make friends with your neighbors, your surrounding stores, because you form connections with everyone. One of the big things that I know that we kind of have is we like to make a friend, whether it's a customer, whether it's another employee, whether it's someone from anywhere else. We like to make friends with everyone that walks into our store. So that's something that I really, really like, that it's super genuine every time that you walk into a Vans or a Zumies.
Awesome. I didn't know how that question was going to go, so I figured I'd just go ahead and go for it. But looking over at the work Renee's doing, what I'm curious about is, kind of entry, like if there is an entry level position, or kind of, because what I think of is veterinary science, or I think of a strong background in the sciences. But what skills are needed to work with you, Renee?
Well, we have a lot of different positions, right? So at our salons, we have some of our salons have daycares. Those are pretty entry-level positions. Usually we'll provide training on how to handle some of the dogs, but really it's a small dog daycare, generally speaking, so nothing too intense. To become a groomer, it does kind of take a little while. If you want to start to become a groomer, usually you have to kind of learn how to handle the dogs. It requires usually about a year bathing, give or take. But there's a lot of dogs coming in with a lot of different temperaments. Some of them can be more aggressive than others. A lot of different fur types. So there's a lot of learning how to handle dogs, handle yourself so that you don't get frustrated, you don't lose patience. Also learning how to communicate using your body language so that the dog can feel comfortable with you. A lot of pet grooming is when you're a groomer, you're a pet psychologist, you're a customer service rep. Of course, you're a groomer, you're a bather. There's a lot of things that go into it. But of course, we also do have like reception positions. We do have a retail floor. I'll show you a little bit of our store here. So we have, right now I'm upstairs. We have our little tree over there. So, the nice thing about the pet industry is there's a lot of different places that you can work within it. Whether you want to do retail, you want to do, like you said, veterinary science, you want to do some of the grooming side, you want to do training. But in order to learn all this kind of stuff, you just got to kind of start working with dogs. It takes a little while to get used to how they function. Like Millie here is fairly nervous. So I'm having to go pretty slow with her so she doesn't freak out. She doesn't come into the groomer a whole lot. So today she's been very, very nervous, and I want her to feel comfortable so that the next time that she comes in, she feels a little bit better. So we're focusing on establishing, a good experience. And the same goes for our customers, with our conversations with our customers. We want to make sure that we're establishing empathy, understanding where they're coming from. Usually will help us have a better understanding of what we need to do to make sure that they have a positive experience at one of our salons.
Awesome, thank you for that. I had a question from one of the students, and this could be for anyone. And their question was, do you like your job?
Hey, I love my job, man. For real, that's off the muscle. I love it. I enjoy every day, like going inside and connecting with people, and even getting to work with my team and stuff. You know, it's a whole lifestyle. You know, I love it. I love my job.
I love my job. Again, like when I started here, yeah, I didn't plan on sticking around, but some of the closest friends that I have now, I met at this job. Even then, like bands, I was actually in California over the summer, got to accept, I got to get experience in their BMX and their skiing competition and their surfing competition, which was super cool to see. I've never seen anyone surf in real life. So just seeing it was like super unreal, seeing how bands set up a whole event literally just by employees, you know, making the tent themselves, making the rails for people, you know, to be able, we had people in wheelchairs that, you know, we realized prior years that they had trouble accessing the beach. So this year they made more to be able to access to everybody. But I love my job. I can explain, like, I have a huge passion for bands, and I think that even if I leave, like, I will always have a passion for this job.
Yeah, I love working with pets, and I never thought I was going to do this for a living. Like I said, I used to study. I studied finance of all things. I always thought I was going to work in finance, and I ended up doing this. You know, working with dogs, and it's so much more fun than well, for me at least. Some people like numbers and liking stuff, and I still do like it. You know, as director of operations, you still do. You know, I still deal with payroll, kind of budgetary things. You know, we're still trying to expand to other areas of Texas as well. So I still get to, you know, flex some of those muscles. But working with dogs is really rewarding. You know, I've been doing it for a very, very long time. My specialty has always been dealing with traumatized dogs, dogs that have come from, there we go, like this one, like this little baby. She's mad that I'm not paying attention to her. But traumatized dogs, PTSD, you know, dogs from difficult backgrounds, rescues, all that kind of stuff. That's always been my specialty. And so I personally really love being able to establish that relationship with the dog, make sure that you get them to trust people again. That's the really rewarding part of it. So very glad that I chose this line of work personally.
How would you say like the customer interactions are? Like, are they overall like good interactions, or would you say they're more like hostile customers? If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, everybody's not nice, but you know, we have a good percentage of people that come in that come in to shop and want to have that great experience and talk to us like normal humans.
Oh yeah. Definitely not everyone's nice, especially unfortunately during the holiday season. Some ugly does come out of some people, but we are definitely trained to be able to handle those situations well. One thing I always tell myself is treat people with kindness. It kind of tends to piss them off even more sometimes. I like to make sure that I did what I can to make sure the situation came out as well as it possibly could have. So although, yeah, we get some of the mean customers, for the most part, I've met so many cool people here. The domain has a demographic of people that come from all over the world. So every week I meet someone from London, I meet someone from Australia, I meet someone from Brazil, I meet literally people from all over the place. So it's kind of insane. But for the most part, I meet pretty friendly people. I think I have way more better like positive experiences than negative.
Yeah, in the pet industry, you certainly deal with a lot of different kinds of people. You know, not everyone, like you guys said, not everyone's going to be nice, and that's expected. I think in any industry, what you want to focus on is what you can control. If someone's coming at you, you know, kind of with an aggressive tone, or maybe they're a little condescending, not being understanding, it's your job to be able to control what's within your control, how you respond, your demeanor, your tone, and making sure that you just never escalate the situation. You always want to de-escalate, kind of calm them down, and establish understanding. Otherwise, you know, you're just going to give yourself a headache. And unfortunately, that's just a part of life, is sometimes some people are going to give you trouble, but how you respond is very important. You get used to it over time, for sure.
I have another question.
Another question?
Like, so in the holidays, like y'all get busy, right? So do y'all like up stock on items, or do y'all kind of just work with what you got?
So that's a good question, because especially after the pandemic, supply and chain, like it's been a kind of a chaotic kind of like situation. So for example, right now we have our one piece collab. We only have one style out of the 6 styles of shoes that we should have, because
So awkward.
yeah, the warehouse that our shoes come from, they have a delay in shipping. So right now we're doing what we can, but what we can offer is ordering the shoes for the people. So although they might not be able to walk out with them today, they walk out knowing that they're ordered and they're on their way. But for the most part, like on a regular like year for peak season, yes, we usually are stocked a whole lot better or now a whole lot higher than we would for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we seem to get like more shipment during peak seasons at Zumies because we get shipment Monday through Friday, and so we kind of stay stocked up the trend going on in the world as fashion wise. But yeah, it's pretty gnarly around Christmas time. Everybody's shopping, Black Friday, all that good stuff.
Yes, we do actually make sure that we're fairly stocked for Christmas. We try to project a few months ahead. Particularly, Christmas time is the busiest time for salons. So luckily for us, for the salon side at least, all you really need to do is worry about you want to make sure you have all your shampoos nice and stocked so you don't have to be waiting. People aren't waiting for that. As far as the retail store, we started ordering our Christmas things back in probably September to make sure everything was set up and ready to go. But I like to think we're always trying to purchase at least a quarter ahead, so about 3 months ahead of what we're looking, just to make sure that we have everything. Because I know someone had mentioned earlier, the supply chain this year, there's so much going on internationally that it's been a little unpredictable, and so it's good to establish a good timeline, make sure that you're getting ahead of your problem and preparing. A lot of running a business is preparing for the things that are out of your control. And I as a rule of thumb, I think looking 3 months ahead will usually help you out with that regard. If you can do more than 3 months, even better.
Awesome. We're getting kind of short on time here, so running down to about 4 minutes left here. So what I want to switch over to real quick is kind of closing thoughts, and then if you have advice for high school students, or if there's something that you wish you would have done when you were in high school, if there's something you wish you would have learned when you were in high school, let's start with Marisol.
I would say definitely get out there, make friends wherever you go. Connections is everything. I got to this job through a connection. A friend told me, hey, we're hiring a whole new team, come join us. And I was like, okay, cool. And then, I've gotten the chance to meet my DM, my RM. I've gotten the chance to meet Paul Van Doren, the godfather of bands, just so many different people. And keep an open mind. You're going to meet all types of people whenever you step into, the working world. So always keep an open mind, keep your head up high. People will be mean, how you react to that situation means everything, but definitely, and have fun, find a job that you wake up and you are not waking up angry. You're not waking up upset. I wake up and I'm like, okay, let's get it. What's the plan for today? What are we getting done? How many shoes am I selling? And I'm always super excited to come to work. So.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Alois, what you got?
Yeah, I would say just be confident in everything that y'all do, man, and try to be inspirational towards your team and your people that you hang out with. Friends are very important at this age in your life, at this stage, in this chapter. You're about to graduate high. That's a big step. graduated high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of graduated early too. I was like 16, 17. I wasn't smart enough. I was just like young. My birthday's in August and it just kind of fell that way. Just be confident in everything that you do and be there for each other and your friends.
For myself, I think the only piece of advice that I would give: be open to the new opportunities that come into your life. You never know which one you're going to fall in love with. But the only way you find out is everything, any job that you have, anything that you're studying, you got to give 110% of your effort. That's the only way you're really going to know if you actually like something, if you find it rewarding. And even if you don't, again, when I worked before I did this, and I was working in finance, I did that for a few years before I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. But even during those years, because I was still giving my best effort, I was able to pick up a lot of tricks and skills that to this day help me in running the business that I run today. And so sometimes you don't know that you're learning skills that are going to help you in the future, but you are. And the only way that you do that is, again, making sure that no matter what you're doing, that you're giving your best effort and trying to get the most out of it.
All right, I think we're getting the hook. Thank you, everybody. You guys have my email if you have any further questions, but thank you. Round of applause, folks.
Thanks for having me, y'all. Y'all come see me at Zumies. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
see us at the domain.
Yeah.